A little bit of an update. Uh, so my mother and I had a little bit of a surprise yesterday. Uh, Apparently, my John Hines started yesterday. Uh, the good news is, since I didn't have to be there until like 12:40 something, I was good because my mom woke me up about 8 in the morning and told me. So I had time to take a shower. My mom did registration and stuff like that. So yesterday I went to school. We did well my John Hines stuff. So I'm going through that now. That is a little bit of an update. And another update. I think I told you guys that I was having issues. Well, I had an issue, and there was a error of some sort in the Three Kings. And here, I don't know if I showed you guys the Elemental Kings. X and I were having some difficulties, so we did have to change it to peaceful at one point. So yeah. So that's that. So I don't know how much of you guys have seen. I'm pretty sure this is the first video of it. So yeah. The spawn is more towards the center a little bit. I will show you where spawn is. Originally, that was supposed to be a community area, but two of the kings were causing trouble, so X ended up moving out towards the beginning and all that. And X and I do plan on just moving all together. Not only moving here where we are, but moving again somewhere else. They're tied up because we're having issues and they're being a pain in the butt to tame. I have two. I got lucky twice, and we have two. I have two, not we. Well, we do, but X and I has his two in there that he still needs to tame, and I got my two out here. X should be off to work and all that. I'll give him a call here shortly. So yeah, I will show you around the place and I'll give him a call. These two were originally for potions, but we moved the brewing room. And for the other two kings, X was right here, like his bed, but he added this on, and now his bed's over here. So yeah. Ooh, speaking of which, he's actually just jumped on. So I'm going to create a party real quick, and then I will show you guys around. So yeah. So there's a little bit of an update there. Later, since it's Tuesday, Destiny reset all of the Starling treasures and stuff like that. So later today, X and I will go over to there and do that. So yeah. But this is my bed. I got some stuff in here. Recently changed my iron set. Although my helmet did break before I caught it. So yeah. We do have an enchanting room already. We actually have two enchanting rooms. We have one here and one at spawn. Oh, actually I need to invite X as well here. Always forget to do that. So yeah. I also have two dogs. X has 4. We tried to limit to 3, but he just had to get the 4th because it really liked him. It literally came in the house right after him and went straight to his bed and all that, so he felt obligated to tame it. Tamed with 1 bone too. So yeah. One of our things is... yeah. So remove the lever, that door shuts. Place the lever, it stays shut. You flick the lever down, opens to the enchanting room. And we will have something similar for the brewing room. Don't mind that. I will show you that later. This is the brewing room. Again, X is going to do the little door for that. Yeah. Do you like her little water design here? Just open up the door, fill the bottles, and if you want, you can close the door again. So yeah, alright, hang on. That's gonna bug me. I don't know why I didn't do that the other day, but okay. I'm pretty good at brewing. As you can see, we have water bottles here. Most of this chest will be filled with water bottles, although some of the other ingredients will also be in here. And when I say some of the others, stuff that is not directly a potion, aka a mushroom, carrot, melons, gold, gold nuggets. These will be in here. Basically, if it's not a direct ingredient, besides nether wart is the exception. But basically what I'm saying is nether wart, basically everything you see here is going to be in here. To create the bottles, aka glass. Obviously glass bottles. If you surround a carrot with gold ingots, you get a golden carrot, and if you surround melon slice with you get a glistering melon. So basically how we have this set up is this chest, all these, the R is going to be the good potions. As you can see, we already have quite a few. And then that backwards L, I think it's a J. Yeah, J is going to be for the bad potions. For the bad potions, it will start here and then work its way down and to the left. For the brewing, it's going to be here and then down from there. But for the most part, this is probably going to be the only chest that we need unless we can come up with some more. These are the ones that I came up with on the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there's more. I don't remember. I will look up the brewing recipes another time. But these are the main ones. I'm sure you guys can guess my organization here. I can also put them where the invisibility would take up the first. I can basically make 2 craftings of them, and that will leave me with 3 spaces for ingredients. Unlike here, where I can only have 1 and 3 spaces. So I could do either or, but that means I can only have 6 different potions. I might end up changing it later. So I could do either or. But yeah, you basically... I'm going to start with the bad potion. Poison, to be precise. Poison, I have here. It's just basically an awkward potion, which you see me do an awkward potion, and you add a spider eye to it. To get a fermented spider eye, it's basically a spider eye with a mushroom and sugar to get a fermented spider eye. Hence why the brown mushroom. It is specific to a brown mushroom. Unless they updated it or something like that, it is... Yeah. But a fermented spider eye is actually an ingredient to reverse a couple different potions. And there's actually a couple different recipes to do this. To do the instant damage. I actually end up accidentally coming up with it. With the glistering melon. Because I didn't know it from that. I knew it from something else. But anyways, fermented spider eye does a weakness potion. A glistering melon with fermented spider eye, which comes out to instant damage. I know there's some other ones to get instant damage, and I know there's a couple of them to get weakness as well. depending on, I think sugar, no, not sugar. I think it's magma cream as well. I think magma cream also does an instant damage whenever you combine it with the fermented spider eye. Sugar does slowness if you add it fermented spider eye. So yeah, water breathing. That goes to an instant damage. I don't know why. It just does. So yeah. Slowness is what I said, sugar and fermented spider eye. So yeah. You can basically see my organization. The potions goes down, and then the ingredients to make the potions besides the ingredients to make the ingredients. Basically, the direct ingredients, which in some cases are two, will be underneath the potion that is to create it. So you can see a lot. So you can get water breathing from pufferfish, and it is the only fish that does water breathing, to my knowledge. Unless they do an update sometime, it's just, yeah. I do speed 2. You can also just get speed 1 by doing a plain sugar cane. I will not do any redstone or glowstone on here, on these, because that will vary for each one. For me, I like speed 2, although it does cut back on the time. You think like red would be mixed with damage, but adding redstone to a creation will actually extend the time, which is what I did with the fire resistance. If it's just something, instant damage is actually the only one that is ineffective with glowstone or redstone. So don't try it. Nothing will come out of it. And I have 4 here because I end up getting one out with a witch. Rare, but possible. Strength is blaze powder. Blaze powder you get from blaze rod. You put it into a crafting table. And, a blaze rod into a crafting table. You can get 2 blaze powder per blaze rod. Magma creams you get from magma cubes. I often call them nether slimes, or sometimes magma cubes. Well, magma creams. I will say one of the 3. Instant damage is a glistering melon. There is no, well, actually, yeah, there is. Opposite effect is over here. So yeah, originally I got these 2 mixed up. I thought the carrot did the instant health and the melon did the night vision, but I was wrong. But either way, I knew that the ingredients did something. I just got these mixed up. So yeah. But as soon as I got the instant health, I knew the glistering melon did the instant damage whenever yeah. So yeah. And then if you actually add a fermented spider eye to the night vision potion, you can actually get invisibility. Given you will still get the swirls from it, but from further back and with the right background, you're basically totally invisible. So yeah. So those are the immediate potions, and if they had an opposite effect, I did it. Blaze powder and fermented spider eye is also another way to get weakness. Which, if you want direct weakness, it's basically just a waste of blaze powder. So you can actually just directly do it with the fermented spider eye. So yeah, those are the main potions. I will again show you that another time on my way back. This actually, if you what?
I'm gonna fix cheeseburgers later after I pick tie-ins.
Right.
When I get back, and then I'll make the Salisbury steaks tomorrow.
Alright, fine with me. Again, not shutting my door all the way. But at the bottom we have a water drop. That was actually there because I was going to have this for something else, which I will show you later. But I decided to put the nether portal down here just for convenience, and if the zombie pigman ends up coming through, that won't bother us too much. We actually end up finding a cave down here because this was actually meant to go all the way down to bedrock. But we found a cave. We already stripped it clean besides this stuff. But for the most part, we basically stripped it clean, including back there. Natural cobblestone generator, by the way. So yeah. And something that we could do, we could make a stone factory because we have silk touch. If we wanted to. And the reason why I say that is because if you have the proper setup, you can actually get, because to get infinite water, you can actually have 2 water sources in the center. If you have them diagonal, or if you have a space in between, it will create a water source in the center of them. So going on that theory, we could have a water source here. Well, actually, it will be there and there, and that will constantly be creating another water source right here. Now, we will have to be careful because we would have to have at least a half slab right here, lava right here, so the lava will fall down onto that newly water source to create stone. And then with that, we can use a silk touch to get the stone instead of cobblestone, which will save us coal to smelt, or lava buckets, whichever one you prefer. Since we have easy access to lava in the nether, we use lava buckets, and plus 1 lava bucket will smelt 100 items. At least in regular Minecraft, no mods or anything like that, it will smelt 100 items. And I say that although the original furnace will smelt 100 items, there are mods on the PC where you can actually get different types of furnaces, and each one will be different and stuff like that, so yeah. But basically PS4 Minecraft, PS3 Minecraft, and basically the system Minecraft, 100 items, because it's only this furnace, as far as I know. But this is a cobblestone generator, as you saw when I was doing this. We have obsidian, so we can literally just constantly be doing this, and with a stone, iron, or, well, any type of axe, even a diamond, by the time that the cobblestone joins, which will interrupt as long as you don't have an efficiency something diamond pick, you won't be able to break the obsidian by the time that the next cobblestone goes. So obsidian is a really good offer. Yeah, but basically we have a hopper right underneath that going into this double wide chest, which is also right here. Because if you know, yeah, which there is a hopper pulling out of that chest and going into that hopper, which is putting into this furnace, which we can actually shut off right there. That is the off position. So that means, well, when the lever is down, it provides power to this block, which basically acts as a redstone block. Which, if a redstone block is next to a hopper, which turns the hopper off, because the hopper in this case is basically like a torch. So yeah. So if the lever is removed, it will just constantly be going and stuff. But anyways, this lever almost never has to be down. It can almost always be on, unless you want the XP. If you want the XP, flick the lever down. Because in that situation, it will no longer pull out of this spot. The finished product is why I like calling it. And it will basically stay in there. It basically acts like a normal furnace, besides the ingredients fuel spot. It will act like a normal furnace, and it will just collect there, and then you can just hit triangle or X, and you can just click, get everything out of it. Now, I told you from the top, it will go into ingredients. If a hopper is into the top, well, putting into the top, it will be the ingredients. If it's from the bottom, oddly enough, which, depending on how you think about it, because the bottom of the furnace, you'd think it would be here. But, actually it kind of does both. But if you have a lava bucket here, and then basically if a lava bucket goes into the spot, it will immediately do the fire, which will pull the lava out of the bucket, which this hopper will actually take the bucket and put it in the closest inventory spot, going, well, from the left to the right. It basically reads like a book. It goes from the left to the right, and given it, if, say, a iron ingot is here, that means the bucket, plain iron bucket, will be here, where the cursor is right now. Or stone, it doesn't matter. Basically the next spot. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. But if you, so you already know that if a hopper's, basically something that's on top of the hoppers try to pull it out. So yeah. Which, the reason why this hopper is not putting into this is because the lever's down, which means this block is powered, which means this hopper is not powered. It has like its own sort of, it basically acts like, excuse me. It basically acts like a torch, in a way, with power consumption. This hopper will not draw from the chest at this point. So if you go back, it's still there. The hopper basically shuts down. If there's stuff in it, it will no longer push and it pushes by wherever the nozzle goes, is going into. It will try to put into a inventory space, which this inventory space is going into the fuel spot. So if I was to turn it on, which I could if I wanted to, it will push the whatever's in its inventory, and it does not matter if it belongs in an ingredient, well, in the fuel or not. If I put a bone in there, it will, no matter what, put it into the fuel. Because if you see, I cannot actually physically put the bone in there, but the hopper will do it anyways. It ignores that and it just puts it in. But if you actually say if you were smelting, if you were smelting wet sponges, if you put the lava bucket in, or coal, or whatever, and you put a regular bucket, iron bucket, or an empty water bucket, whatever you want to call, into the fuel, it will stay there, even if the hopper is turned on. Well, I don't know, but I think if the hopper is, I think if you physically put the item in there or something like that, it would stay. But either way, if you put a bucket in there, once one of the wet sponges becomes dry, the dry sponge will come here, and it will fill the bucket up with water, and you can actually get a water bucket from a wet sponge. I found that out. And I tried it and it worked. So yeah. And if you're wondering what this lever goes to, it goes to this. To stay away from the freaking other two kings that are jackasses and doesn't know how to follow directions. So yeah, we got a couple enchanted books, arrows, some special tools for X, and then mainly me, we got these. So yeah. We will probably be using the Fortune more than the Silk Touch. Although, we moved all the ore in here, and X is bothering me with this. Oh, and you can actually access this lever from here. And if you crouch, you can actually access the chest. So yeah, we have our ores and stuff like that in there, so we can keep it away from the other kings, and so if we need to or want to, we can actually oh yeah, you do that by hitting the L2 button, the Louis 2 button, if you want to do kind of military, and you hit it again whenever all the slots are that you want are filled. I didn't mean to do that. Oh. So yeah. I'll show you more down there after this, because X bothered me. X went mining. We've cured a villager, hence on why these are here. We brought the villager down here, and he went in there. Well, it was a zombie villager, and X, hence on why one of the weakness potions are missing as well. So all that X had to do is basically hug either the left or the right, and the zombie villager is dumb, although sometimes they will do it, which is why X, as soon as he gets across, he will go over to the other side, so the zombie tries the path to him, because he senses these as full blocks. They basically picture them as like half slabs, and they will actually walk and fall through. So yeah. The next is this little room, and you kind of see it working. We got a pumpkin seed and another pumpkin seed here, these will grow here. Well, that one will grow here, which on it, it's some sort of freaking detector thing. I don't know why it works. It just does. But basically, whenever it's there, it gets powered by that redstone, and then yeah, there's some stuff up there. More of the story, and it works the same thing as with the watermelon. Damn, we're getting those watermelon. We got our carrot farm over here, and this is where the other animals come to play. Which we got 2, we got 3. So we can actually murder both of these. And that one.
Go with me to pick Ty up, or do you want to stay here?
We got pigs, we got cows, which I think we got more than 2 cows. Well, more than 4. Still got more than 4. No, we don't. And then whenever we get rabbits, they will be in here. And we actually did this to get a trophy. Due to we had every a majority of the trophies on the PS3, but since we moved over to the PS4, the PS4 has their own set of trophies, which are the same. So yeah, but either way, we basically have every colored sheep that we can in here. We have every colored sheep that's in Minecraft, basically, in this pen. And we don't need to worry about all the grass getting eaten because of the chickens. The chickens do not eat grass, So I think the maximum block they can reach from that fence is here. So no matter what, they will have all these and all these going that way no matter what. And plus, if we need to, we got all this grass as well. Because pigs, cows, and whenever we get bunnies, bunnies do not eat, well, all three of these do not eat grass as well. So if we need to, we can also create a path from here to there, if we needed to. Which we don't. So, and now goes to the one area that I care, I don't care, I don't care, and I don't care. Okay, so this is our attempt at a mob spawner. It works, but it doesn't. It's very slow, and we basically have to be right in here. But either way, I will go outside so you can guys see it, assuming that it is daytime. I did not know it was nighttime, I just guessed. Or not. That's X's room. Yeah, whenever X is in his room, mobs will not spawn if he's right here. But yeah, that is the room. If you go to Purple Mantat's thing, it is basically, I don't know if it's actually his design, but I got it from him, so I am making sure I give him credit for it, and I did not get my other pin back. But oh well. But anyways, it is basically exactly his design. I did not really change it up. I mean, given a couple trapdoors are not where he may exactly put them every time or something like that. But either way, for the most part, it's basically exactly like his. So yeah, we also got our spruce farm, and if you're wondering what that cobblestone stuff is over on this island, that's actually our tree farm. Well, will be our tree farm. Notice that it snows over the ice, right? I just find that hilarious. So yeah, this will be our tree farm. This is where we had a dark oak, but at one of the times we only got 3 instead of the 4. Yeah, they didn't fix the spawn rates. I think if you cut down a tree, you should always get at least enough where you actually planted the tree. So for dark oak, where you have to have 4 saplings, you should get 4 saplings out of it. Every time. Preferably an extra, because that's we only had 4. We know where more is. That's the map, by the way. And then for the most part, we do pretty good. And plus, we're right next to freaking spruce, not spruce, forest, and we don't really care for jungle because we got jungle over there too. Care for the eggs. And I will run to the other place. I don't really need a map because I've been back and forth so much. Now the original design of the place is actually mine, aka this sugar. Yeah, we basically I picked the spot because it was really close to spawn, so everyone could actually gather up and if need to get resources. But the other 2 kings basically drove me and X away from the freaking place, which they still think I'm there. And I actually have a bed there for myself as well, but I don't stay there. And if they keep it up, if they don't have a castle, and if they keep up their fucking douchebag, whatever what they're doing, they will be banned from this and no longer be a king. Which we will have to find 2 other kings at that point. But if they keep it up, neither one of them will be a king, and neither one of them will be able to be back on the server. I know it's not actually a server yet, but you never know. Yeah, X and I really hate griefing. And if you're a king, you are on default where you are allowed to give and take other people's privileges, but there's a rule to it. There is no taking privileges from another king, and that's exactly what they're both doing, at least at one point. So yeah. Yeah, chickens only have like four health. So a stone sword is actually kind of an overkill weapon for chickens. By the way. Yeah, that's something. If you have classical crafting or just this crafting menu, you can actually repair any tool. Sadly, if you do it with an enchanted item, it removes the enchanting item. Yeah, I didn't really lose much from leaving this area, by the way. Excuse me. And yeah, they're totally pissing me off. First, they're just loud and obnoxious. And originally we only had like 3 diamonds originally, 3 or 4 diamonds. So we actually got them from the Nether, so I left them with 1, and that's their share. Because they didn't work at getting them anyways. So yeah, I'm actually taking those. I don't need them. So yeah, I left them most of the ores. I did not collect any of the iron, lapis, or gold, so I left those here. And we get plenty of horse armor and shit anyways, so I don't really care. Yeah, most of the other shit I don't care for. So yeah, originally I was trying to dig down to start a strip mine and stuff like that. I got about right here, actually right here, and I found this hole. I cleaned it up a lot, hence on the dirt, because that's where sand, yeah, King Beast, that's me. Queen Beast, Melissa is also, she's been on the server once. She has actually not seen Spawn. Those are purple mangoes, stone brick. If you really want to get technical, they're X's, because they're from his cobblestone machine. But X said he can. They basically made a deal and he can use it and all that. Yeah. So we got about this far with the enchanting room before I end up moving. So yeah, this is all mine. They did not work on it at all. I did this all. I had 2 here, put the table down, and they ended up pissing me off, so I ended up leaving. And I'm trying to get comfortable, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, and friggin' purple mangoes end up just straight up continuing and straight up put torches on the wrong side of the walls and shit like that, so I don't want anything to do with that. Yeah, but they fixed most of the X-ray glitches, so we have no way to try to find it with an X-ray glitch, sadly. So X and I are trying to get ender pearls. We're trying to both get a lot of ender pearls each. And yeah, it's just taking a while, because we have to rely on the endermen spawning, which they have a pretty low spawn rate. And then we also have to rely on being able to catch them, being outside, well, us being outside, and it not raining. Yeah, there's a lot of variables. It can be tricky. And it's not like we have an enderman farm, because we gotta wait until we go to the end for that. That would be Chase, my sister's dog, which has not really been out all day because my sister's been gone all day. She does not deserve pets. Yeah, she's trying to freaking... since she moved back in, and her boyfriend is... Like, we don't have enough room here for both. And his mom does not want... Like, she doesn't have enough room for them both. So the original plan is for him to go over to her... Well, to her mother... Well, his mother's house. And for my sister to come here, which she just told my mom, hey, get the room ready, or I'm going to take that room, or something like that, which is something that I don't agree with. And so yeah, that's that. But Catherine is getting Chase, the dog, I think the cats, and basically most of the animals, and my sister's boyfriend is getting the dog, the other dog, Tucker, which is weird, but either way. So yeah, that was that place. I ain't going down to this stupid strip mine. Well, his mine that I was originally going to have as my strip mine that he just took over. Oh, people are annoying. People can be annoying. Oh well. If you guys are wondering what my classes are, John Hines is actually a place where you can get specific classes for specific jobs. Most of the people... apparently we need to set up some more lights in here. But apparently most of the students that end up going to John Hines, where I'm going, most of them go in for welding. Which I'm not, due to I can just learn welding from my grandpa. Same thing with being a mechanic and all that. I can also learn that from him. And from my dad on that part. But either way, most of the people where I go through, they usually go in for welding. Or something like that. Some sort of construction. I am actually doing it for my specific job, which if you guys know, right now I'm in the National Guard, but later I want to learn to be a cop. And the class I'm taking is actually for that. It's actually criminal justice. It's actually the second class, so I missed the first class. But the teacher said if I need any help, he will be more than happy to give it. Which right now, that's not where that goes. Which right now we don't have a lot. Anyways. If anyone asks, I didn't go over there. I think that's probably X. Hey, invite me. I don't know, it was actually my mom. Oh, and another update. I don't know how much you guys know, but I came back from drills this past weekend, right? Well, the next day, I felt a bump on my butt, and it actually hurt to sit down. Didn't think nothing of it. And it was Tuesday at this point, and it got bigger, and then Wednesday it was even bigger, and I could barely even lay down. So my mother and I went to the hospital, and we found out that I know I'm probably mispronouncing this a little bit. It was a cyst, something like that. It's something like that. But anyways, it is basically where, well, if you sweat and stuff like that, you got pores. But at this point, it's actually a really common place to actually get an cyst. But anyways, it's where that sweat and stuff like that builds up and stuff. Which I actually did some work this weekend, so I'm not really too surprised that I end up getting one. But my mother and I didn't really know for sure of what it was. Now, my mom's ex-boyfriend at the time was her boyfriend. He also got an cyst on his butt. Mine was in a different place. Mine was on my upper butt crack or ass crack, whichever one you prefer. I don't care. For me, ass is not a cuss word because it's on your body. Same thing with dick and stuff like that. Boys, by the way, that little extra stick that you have to pee out of, that is called a dick. And for women, and if you're wondering why you don't have that, that's because you have a pussy. Neither one of those are cuss words, and it really pisses me off. That is a cuss word, ish, depending on the sense that you're using it. If you use the word in a proper tense, it is not a cuss word. It is same thing with damn. If you use damn in the proper sense, it is not a cuss word. Same thing with cock. If you use it as cock like the dick, it is not a cuss word. If you use cock as in the chicken, rooster type thing, more of a rooster, by the way, not a chicken. That is my bad. But anyways, if you call a rooster a cock, it is a cock. It is another word for a rooster. So yeah, you know the thing that goes cock-a-doodle-doo. Farmers know the sense. So yeah. Well, anyways, if you use the words on proper tense, it's same thing with nigger, negro, and stuff like that. I get it how the word has a bad name. It's not actually bad, because